I'm SPF666, and this is Fact TV at South by Southwest. I'm a DJ and producer out of Portland, Oregon. On the DJ side, I throw a party called Club Chemtrail, run a record label called Club Chemtrail Records. But the monthly party is really kind of the home base of that entire cultural thing that it is. As a producer, yeah, I produce as SPF666. I make kind of really percussive music that draws from club, but draws from a lot of other places too. Drums to me are just incredibly important. So for that means looking into a lot of different genres. That means taking from breaks or jungle or dembo, or in my case, gagaku, which is like a traditional Japanese style of court music, which is kind of what the new stuff that I'm gonna release in the next couple months is really, really heavily founded in, and has kind of always been present. Some traditional percussion has always been present in the work that I've done. Well, I'm immensely interested in the concept of ma and the use of space that's present in forms of Japanese aesthetics, and not to like other or like fetishize that, but I think it's incredibly interesting just from an aesthetic point of view that there has been a whole thread of cultural production that is really focused on space, not just as a placeholder for positive objects, but is something that has a lot of power inside itself. And then, I mean, just the sounds of gagaku are insane, beautiful. I'm really into, daikoku, like drums. I really love the heavy thundering drums, and for me that's always been more, I've used them to replace more of the conventional club sample pack sounds that you would get, which are like kicks or just basic 808, 909 tom sounds. There's a thin line between like appropriation, like you said, and cultural interaction. And cultural interaction is incredibly important. If we just stop with appropriation, we just have this isolation and this xenophobia almost, where like cultures never meet, and that precludes that you can have relationships, positive relationships that cross cultural boundaries. So yeah, I mean, I think like if you can approach something by understanding the culture and building relationships around it, it's absolutely okay. Well, can be okay. Club Chemtrail started with myself and Commune, and originally Massacre Man as well. But Commune and I used to throw a party in Olympia, Washington called MK Ultra that was just kind of born out of a house party scene. And it was about we were really tired of DJing things where everyone knew the tracks, and it was like a bunch of straight couples with the SoundCloud producer holding his partner, whispering tracks into her ear, or like train spotting. Like I prefer to play to kids who don't know the music and just want to hang out. And like, so, those parties were like, I was DJing a lot in the queer scene as well. So it was me bringing like my friends in the queer scene who were tired of listening to Top 40, are like crazy raw punk friends who didn't even give a shit about dance music, and then like some of these producers that weren't huge fuckboys kind of getting together. Club Chemtrail is really trying to like pursue that same thing, because I think like it's just cultural hegemony, cultural isolation, when you're just like only your SoundCloud producers, you only book SoundCloud producers, your aesthetic is SoundCloud producers. It's just, what's the point? Like, there's so many diverse places you can draw from and build relationships. Club Chemtrail is kind of an outcropping of that thing that I talked about. Like, we've had a lot of incredible artists, from someone like False Witness on one side and like Total Freedom, and then like who do kind of work in a similar vein. Unfortunately, we are still bound to our social relationships, so we still kind of work in that like fade slug set a little bit, but like we have tried to like reach out and draw. We've had live techno acts play with Helix before, and like things like that, like hardware stuff, and like, I don't know, it's about really catching a vibe of unlocking and enjoying yourself, and like trying to really escape how suffocating white dance music culture can be. I spoke on a panel today about equality and sexism in dance music with DJ Dana Liu from Thread, DJ Tourmaline from Portland, and Kilborn, obviously, who Fact loves and I love and everybody loves. And one of the main questions that kept getting brought up was like, what do we do? How do we challenge sexism? I mean, like, you do have these immense like numbers that come from like how few women or like non-cis male identified folks are playing a festival or something like that. But I'm just like, it's not that hard. You can also just try booking women more. Try putting them in your mixes more. Like, try actually, don't just say that, like, don't just relegate like 5 token women to being the people that you fuck with. Like, there's, I don't know, that is, we've tasked ourselves to like reach a lot more into our communities and outside of our communities and build relationships, because we didn't just want to book like white, straight, cis men at every fucking party, because I don't even want to hang out with white, straight, cis men at anywhere most of the time.